Where do polar bears keep their money? In a snowbank. Hey, welcome in. My name is Magic Nate, and welcome into the kitchen. We have the holidays coming up, and I want to share one of my favorite recipes with you. Hopefully you can get into the kitchen, bake a little bit, and let's enjoy. So today we're making my favorite butter pecan cookie. Oh, butter pecan cookies. They're so luscious, and I hope you do enjoy this. All the ingredients and their measurements are going to be down in the description below, but for now you can follow along on the recipe on how I put this together, and hopefully you can fill your kitchen with these amazing baking smells. To start things off, we're actually going to take 1.25 cups of pecans. We're going to chop those up. We're going to get them into, make them into butter pecans, and we're going to do that on the stove. Now that we have our pecans finely chopped, we're going to go ahead and take about 3 tablespoons of butter, throw it into a medium skillet. I'm going to go ahead and place that in there right now. And we're going to go ahead and melt the butter, then we're going to add the pecans in and just cook it 4 to 5 minutes, just until those get toasted. We're going to go ahead and add in our finely chopped pecans that we just did, and we're going to go ahead and toast those up, making sure that we stir every now and then, keep it on medium heat. Give it a little bit of love throughout this, because we're trying to get really that butter all up inside of this. Set those to the side. Now that our pecans are done, we're going to go ahead, grab 2 sticks of butter, about 8 ounces, and throw them in a pan. We're going to get it nice and brown. Let's go take a look at this now. We're almost there, we're almost there. Oh, it smells so good. It's gonna get this nice toasty aroma that almost smells like homemade Rice Krispies. It'll be tan in color. If you need a reference guide, here you go. You can see kind of the brown that's happening right over there. I think our butter's just about done. We're gonna put it directly into our mixer. Oh yeah, that buttery goodness that's right there. Get every last drop of this good stuff. Oh. Who doesn't like brown butter? Come on, tell me. Who? Don't lie to me. I know you do. Now that we put our brown butter in the bowl with our sugars, which is 1 cup of dark brown sugar, nice and packed, as well as ½ cup of granulated sugar. We're going to go ahead, turn it on, whisk it, or stir it to combine. I have this mixer. You can use a stand mixer, hand mixer, whatever you've got, your good old hands, and just go ahead, go to town, and make sure that's well incorporated. The smell is so good. It smells nutty, it smells happy, it smells like butter. Now that it's well combined, we're gonna add in about 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then we're gonna let it stir, let it incorporate. Next, we're gonna add 2 eggs and an egg yolk, 1 at a time. Let it get fully incorporated into the mixture. So let's get that going. And what we're going to do next is add in a flour mixture that I prepared off to the side just as we're getting going. In this mixture, we have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now that's all nice, sticky combined, we're going to add in those buttered pecans we made earlier and fold those in to the best of our ability. Now that our dough is completely done, all we're going to do is now cover it up, put it in the fridge for about 4 hours, up to 48. I can't wait that long, so I'm going to cover it for the minimum of 4 hours. in the fridge, let it stiffen up a little bit. It's going to be so worth it. I know this sucks. This is the waiting part. But this isn't Food Network. I don't have one, just happens to be right here. So let's go on a little break. Let's do this. You know what? We're going on a break. And one of my favorite ways to actually take a break is to sit back, relax, enjoy the environment, but also catch up on some reading. I'm getting back into the whole comic book scene, and being part of the 24/7 comics team, I get to see a lot of the things coming up. Like here and on my iPad, I have the Evermind queued up. And if you actually go to 247comics.com, you can read the first issue of all the comics that we've collaborated with. If you want to add them to your collection, check out the whole shop section. It is so cool. You can see all of the collector's pins available. I'll even put one of my high fives on there. Maybe. We'll see. So you should definitely take a break, kick back, go enjoy some comic books and some amazing art and some awesome stories, so that way you can just continue on. So now that we're back from break, let's go ahead, grab our dough out of the fridge and throw it on some sheet pans. It's nice and chilled. We're gonna go ahead and place this in some sheet pans. I have the oven preheating right now to 375, and well, once we scoop these out, we'll toss them in the oven. Let's do this. I had to take my rings off for this. I usually do when I work with dough. What you want to do is scoop out roughly 3 tablespoons worth of a ball of dough. So it's going to be about 2 of these scoops. And it's going to be a little tough because this is chilled dough. It's going to be a little tougher than it looks. I'm going to do that. Get in there. And you're going to want to go ahead and roll it into a ball. Make sure it's all set. And place it on your sheet. I did line each of these baking sheets with a strip of parchment paper just for baking. And then in between each of these balls, you want to leave roughly, let's say about 3 inches apart as you set them out. This one looks a little big, so we're going to take a little bit off of there. It's a nice part of baking. You just kind of work with it. Oh, this dough smells so good. I can probably get about 12 to a sheet. Now that our tray's all set, I'm just going and pressing in a pecan half into the top of each of our little dough balls. And let's go take it into the oven. We're going to go ahead and cook these in here for about 10 to 11 minutes right here at 375. And next time I see you, they'll be done. So after 11 minutes in the oven, the cookies were done. They still looked like they were going to be raw, but just all that butter. So what you do is once you take it out after 10 to 11 minutes, you leave it in the pan and let it out and just let it sit there for 15 minutes. Don't skip this step. You're going to be very tempted to leave your cookies in the oven for longer. Don't do it. They're going to get hard and too crispy, and they're just not going to turn out right. So you take out the pans from the oven, leave it sitting on a trivet or the stove for about 15 minutes. Then they got this nice crust on them, and you transfer them to a cooling rack off to the side. And you're left with these gorgeous, fragrant, brown butter happiness. And you get to share it with everybody. Here, I'll break this one open for you guys. Oh yeah. Take a bite. Perfect every time. This recipe, for me, it yielded about 32 cookies. 31 cookies, but it was absolutely fantastic. You guys learned some amazing skills as well. We chopped some pecans together, and we got to make some cookies that you can share with your family this holiday season. If you haven't had a chance, please head over to 247.com. Check out a lot of the stuff going on there. You can see our community is all about building up people like you. And you never know what this cooking leads up to. Maybe coming soon. Keep an eye out on all our socials. Everything's linked down below, including the ingredients that you need for this recipe. and everything that you need 24/7. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen. Again, my name is Magic Nate with 24/7 Comics. I really hope you enjoyed it. Love you guys. Merry Christmas, and let's keep it 24/7.